Hi everyone, I'm Loughlin, Guildmaster of Fate, and I'm rocking this sweet dragon shirt, and you're not. So this is my first of the official guild videos, and previous ones being, well, an idiot with a webcam would be an appropriate description if it weren't so awesome, right? So the real purpose of these videos is for me just to talk about, well, whatever. I may use these videos to discuss strats. I may use them to wax philosophical. I'll probably use so many colored comment tags that my videos will start to look like a Prussian disco club. I'll always try to be humorous, and I'll often fail, and I'm okay with that. I want to talk this week about DPS and how to improve it. Yes, Tank is discussing DPS. I fully invite you to all post video responses about how to position the bosses. DPS is a tricky subject. As a whole, we do alright. On fights like Festergut, the ones that are kind of tank and spank, kind of, I'd like to see a minimum of 10k DPS from all raiders. Now, the good news is that from reviewing the logs, most of us are there already. Cue the applause, pats on the back, let's go drink pocket shots of tequila and celebrate at the local Prussian disco club. And yes, pocket shots of tequila are a real thing. All of this said, we have a little bit of room to push our performance. I preface this by saying that situational awareness and moving out of the fire is always job number one. When I call for everyone to stop DPS, we've got to stop immediately, even if it's mid-cast. So how do you boost your numbers? Well, let's take it back to elementary school and start with the basics. How about your ABCs? In this case, they stand for always be casting. The D stands for dude, as in always be casting, dude. Always have an attack queued up or ready to fire, but of course be mindful of threat and boss mechanics. Next up, you got to do your research. Hit the library, and when you find out that they have no good books about World of Warcraft, go back to your homes and fire up your computers. Check out such sites as Elitist Jerks, sometimes they're pretty good, and Tank Spot, which I highly recommend, not just for the meat shields. They've got some really great DPS articles and discussions by some of the bradiest numbers geeks that you've ever seen. There's a really great Fury Warrior one there that I've used myself. Also, I encourage you to check with other members of the guild. Hey, if Bine is out DPSing me, I shouldn't be ashamed or upset. I should be harassing him for tips. After all, we're all playing for the same team. Kind of. What should you research? Well, everything. Find out where babies come from. And tell me. But also learn about gear, talent specs, rotations, gems, enchants, boss cooldowns, and so on. Don't just find out what they are, but find out why. This will help you make smarter decisions, smarter than that time you lost your cell phone at the Prussian disco club. Now that you've done your research, it's time to practice. After all, practice makes perfect, and perfect makes Loughlin happy in his special place. Which came out wrong, so I'm moving on. The best place to practice is on the target dummy. Everyone should log some time in front of the target dummy regularly. Not only can you practice your rotations to see if certain choices are better, but you're also getting your fingers used to hitting a specific set of keys. This, my friends, and one enemy, you know who you are, is called muscle memory, and it helps you always be casting. If you're running from one place to another, you can quickly click the next key in your spell rotation when it's safe to do so, without even having to think about where you left off. It's kind of like learning to play the guitar, only it won't get you laid. Aside from dummies, I encourage you to join 5-mans. Practice your rotations and gear choices there. Ask me to tank. I won't mind if you go balls to the wall. It's good practice for both of us, really. I also encourage the use of good programs like SimCraft, RAR, and spreadsheets. Land Souls is a really good spreadsheet for Fury Warriors, and I know that a lot of classes have something that's similar. Finally, let's pimp your WoW with some useful add-ons to help you know what to do and when to do it. Just be careful not to load down your UI so much that it looks as crowded as a Prussian disco club. You're going to want a cast timer like Quartz, although it's not the only one that's out there. Snag yourself a damage meter, such as Recount or SCADA. SCADA is lighter weight, so that might free up some system resources if that's an issue for you. Deadly Boss Mods is a required guild add-on because, frankly, the WoW designers are now making encounters with the assumption that you have this installed. Get it, learn it, use it. I personally recommend turning your DBM sound up as loud as you can so that you can hear the warnings. You're also going to need a good set of add-ons to help you track your dots so that you can maximize their uptime. I personally use one called Need to Know because it's very basic, very customizable. However, there's a lot out there. Class timers, power auras, ice HUD, they all have functions there that can help. Not sure which one to use? Ask a guildie. We've got plenty of add-on users and a few techies who can probably walk you through configuring it if you're an idiot savant, minus the savant like me. Cooldown count, Omni CC, these are good add-ons that show cooldowns in numbers on your bar instead of that hardly visible half-transparent clock. This will make your brain process the decision of click, don't click a little more quickly. A good one I just learned about is called Snowfall Key Press. So this add-on accelerates key bindings so they're activated by key press rather than key release. This allows you to activate your abilities faster than you could otherwise. This can really make the difference in situations where you've got to react quickly, like casting heals, dispelling, interrupting spells, or in PvP. Finally, NotFC has told me about a program called Leatrix Latency Fix. It's not an add-on, but it does help you with your latency. It's great for those situations when you've got highly dense graphics on the screen that cause your computer to slow down to a crawl. Whelps in front of Sindragosa, anyone? Look, I'm very happy with the performance of all of my DPSers. I just know that with hard modes a-coming, we have to be ready to push our game to the next level. I hope this was helpful, and if not, I hope that my sprinkling of the phrase Prussian Disco Club was at least entertaining. If not, See you all in Iceground.